My name is Herbert Williams Jr., and I was a naval postal clerk, which is the NEPA one. I left and went to the ship that I was on, was USS Topeka. So when I got there, and I got off the bus and I'm looking, I see this big ship. I said, what the hell? This sucker looked like it was at least two city blocks long. And so when I got on board, I asked the guys, well, when do we eat? They say, chow is over with. You missed chow. So that next morning, that Monday morning, I was in the chow line. So I get downstairs and this guy comes up. Been in the line about 45 minutes, waiting to get down to eat. So when I finally get down and go through the hatch and go down the ladders and all that stuff, this guy comes up and steps in front of me. And I say, hey man, what's up? What's wrong with you? He said, well man, he say, shut up. I said, okay, I got something for you. So I went and I grabbed one of them dogging wrenches off the door and I hit him and knocked him out and got back in line. So I go get my food. And I'm sitting down and here come two Marines to pick me up and take me to the brig. And he took me to the brig and everything. So a couple hours later, they took me before the XO of the ship. And so, I was telling him what had happened, and so he looked at me. He says, where you from, Williams? I said, Chicago. And so he didn't say nothing else. He said, you restricted to the ship for the next 2 weeks. So he restricted me to the ship for the next 2 weeks. After the next 2 weeks, we went out for maneuvers. So we were out for maneuvers for about another week. So I didn't get a chance to go, till it was around about Christmas time when we got back. And so I get off the ship and it's Christmas Day and it's 70 degrees. I'm used to snow and stuff like that, And I look up in the mountains, I could see the snow in the mountains, but it wasn't none down where I was. And so I felt really homesick then, and I started crying, and I called my mother, and I just telling her, I said, Mom, this is not Christmas. I'm used to, how we do. We used to have snow and all that stuff. This is not Christmas. She said, well, you get over it, And eventually I did, but, I had a really, when I first got on the ship, I thought that, it was really exciting. I didn't know what I was going to be doing. And then finally, after being on there for a couple of days, they put me in what they call I was on the deck force. And what that is you sand, you chip, paint, you paint, you mop, that's basically your job. And then being as big a ship it was, we had a wooden deck up front. And we had what they call holy stoning. And what it was, you take a big sand brick and you put it on the ground, and it'd be about 10 of you in a line. You got a stick that you put in there and you just go from side to side, from each pad, and then you go up to the next block and you do the same thing. And then when the ship would go out and come back in, my duties were they had me what they call frapping the line on the ship. And what you do when they throw the line over on top of this thing they had sticking up, you would have to go over the side of the ship and do half inches all the way down till you got to the pier. Then you had to put a rat guard, tie a rat guard, that keeps the rats from coming up the line and getting on the ship. So that was scary. But I only had to do it one time, so that wasn't too bad. But after that, I stayed on the deck force for about 18 months. And when we go into, my battle station was down in the 5-inch magazine where they kept the powder and the bullets and all that stuff. And I did that stuff for about 18 months every time we go. And one thing about the Navy that I found was very important when you're going into combat. They train you to go straight to your battle station. You know, once you hit a gong, you just go. You don't never stop to think, well, you know, we get ready to go into battle. All of that is gone. When you hit a gong, you automatically just go to your battle station. And that's part of the training. And it wasn't really that bad, but I mean, you learn how to do a lot of different things once you put your mind to it. And I realized that was not what I really wanted to do for 4 years. So I took a test for postal clerk, and I passed it.